Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is Bigfoot here today, bringing you episode number 16 of my Transport Fever White Valley series. In today's episode, it's a double recording, so I guess starting where I left off at the end of the last episode, we're focusing primarily on the goods. We ended the last episode and I was talking about basically adding an extra train onto the planks routes, the Hetton planks. I've gone ahead and done that now. There's 2 trains on this route, the exact same, just because I had the capacity to do so. On top of that as well, I have gone ahead and doubled up the line, so there's now 4 lines all the way basically from this transport hub here, which is essentially the Hampstead one, because we're going to have to make some modifications to it shortly, to all the way down where we just were at near Hetton, I guess you could say. But it isn't Hetton, but it's near Hetton. Right, so what I want to do in this episode is I want to do 2 things. I want to go ahead and upgrade this depot here. That is one of the big things. Just because of the fact I want to get some longer trains in. I want to be able to have a longer platform here. I'm going to have to reroute this train line that goes over the top. I maybe want to also get in some iron moving from here over to where we need to go down at near Hampstead. I'm going to have to get a name for this, or near Hetton, sorry. I'm trying to think of a name, a quick witty name. The problem is that I'm not getting enough steel coming in here. That's the big issue. Because I'm getting enough planks in here now with the 2 plank trains. That's not a problem, but I'm just having that little bit of an issue. A good thing is we are remaking machinery again. That is nice to see, but it's just not quite to the levels that I would like anyway. Good thing is that train is pretty much full though, so I could definitely extend it. It's only got, I think, 15 cars, and those cars are quite small compared to... It's maybe only 12. That's only 12. 10? That's only 10. So I can definitely extend that. I've got a lot of room to improve. As we can see here though, the amount of planks is pretty crazy, so that's why I've had to go ahead and add in the second train. And even with 2 trains, we might be struggling, you know that. We really might be. My big question is, why are you stuck there? Because we're waiting on this train coming in. This approach is not very good, that's one thing I've noticed, so I will go ahead and improve upon that too. Right, let's go ahead and start. Let's jump up to this end here. And let's get to work. So, the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and just have a look at the general track speed right now from here, because as we can see it's not the fastest, but we're going to go ahead and replace this anyway. So there's no train on the part which I want to go ahead and edit, which is good because I always get caught out by that. So we're going to start really far back actually, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and very quickly delete this and now lay a new track. So there we have the new and improved track. So it basically just goes around the other side of this depot, because this is going to cause me some issues. I can just tell when we've got a station under a bridge. It's not necessarily always practical. So now that that has been resolved, that issue, and that line is back underway. It turns out there was a train on the bridge, by the way. I just didn't see it, so that was a great help. These are the trains I still need to upgrade, which I said from God knows how many episodes ago. I need to go ahead and do that. We'll maybe get that done this episode. I need to go ahead and pretty much just focus on the non-profitable routes for a bit anyway. But what we need to do here is we need to go ahead and make a change. So while there is no one in the station, I'm going to go ahead and first of all get rid of all the entrance points, which is quite important. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the station itself, and I'm going to move the station backwards a bit, because that is something which very much needs to be done. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a much longer, a much wider 4 platforms, and also high speed connection, like so. And let's go back to something like that. So that works a little bit better. I guess it is going to be very, very similar. But that doesn't look high speed, though it is high speed. That does not look high speed tracks to me. Maybe actually, it's not quite brown sleepers, but it looks very... Yeah, I suppose they are. Anyway, it's fine, it says it's high speed, so it's high speed. Arguably, it really doesn't matter when you are in a train station, I do get that, but it's just nice to know. Anyway, this is going to be the next wee problem that I've got, isn't it? Let's go ahead and have you wind up the hill. Yeah, I didn't think this one through, did I? Right, great. Is this going to work at all? Yeah, it should like that, and as long as you're in sphere of influence of each other, that's fine. We've got iron coming to here. Okay, so the iron comes along from there via truck right now. Again, we might want to do that by train at some point, though I'm not really at all sure what I'm thinking about for the time being anyway. I definitely want this kind of station, don't I? Or do I want to go for a different kind of station and have iron come in along here? I think we're going to do something different here, actually. So that is the brand new line now built. As you can see, it simply just goes over to the left instead of the original path, which you can still see to the right. What I've also done is I've already taken up the old station, which is good, and I've replaced it with this one at a different angle completely. You can sort of see the old station here, but the new station is going from, well, not up, down, left and right, I guess you could say. The reason for this is because we're still at a very strategical point here, and having an end platform wouldn't be ideal, because I want to have this train coming into here, but I would also like planks to probably pass through here, go through and stop in here, and I would also like, there's an iron mine up here which currently transports the iron to and from our steel factory here via truck. You can see all these trucks coming along this road, going into this base here. I probably realistically want to change that in this episode if I can as well. That does mean a big change though, because we're going to have to go ahead and change this whole approach, which is easy enough to do anyway. I'm going to have to really do quite a bit of terraforming after this just to go ahead and clean this whole place up. We can get rid of that engine house there. So let's cut back to the crossroads pretty much, I guess. I've just had a thought actually, which isn't going to be ideal. I'm going to have to cut back here. I'm going to have to extend this in more than one platform. I remember when I put it down, I said, oh, I'm not going to need more than one platform. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to need more than one platform. I should always build for the future. I really should, but lesson has not been learned. So let's go ahead and upgrade this to... This is just only going to be a 2, isn't it? Just planks in and planks, or wood in and planks out. Yes, for now it will be. I can't really see, unless we bring wood in from all the way over there, but I don't see that one happening. I think that one would be better for trucks. So now let's go ahead and I guess build a line parallel to you. So you're going to integrate there easily. So we're just going to come a little bit wider. And we're just going to run along here like so. I think that's actually part of the old track. So we are still incredibly close. Like so. So that's perfect. So we can go ahead and quickly double this up. Voila. Yep. Build. Nope. Right, we'll sort that out in a second. So this is going to be the interesting part now, the approach, because the approach is very much going to prompt a tunnel, and I've got a strong feeling I'm just going to have to go for a tunnel in this, because it is a really big mountain, to be honest. And although I'm very much going against tunnels right now, if I was to go up and then to come down here, it's not going to be too... We can do it a little bit maybe actually, but I'm still going to require a tunnel anyway, so I don't really feel it's worth it that much. Because if we go ahead and do that, that's still going to be quite a tunnel. Might as well do that though, and then have you curve round and you will serve into there, though there's now too much slope, which is the problem. So again, I probably should have just gone with my original build, hey ho. So let's have you come down here and into there like so. That's not too bad actually. So that works out quite nicely, and that means then that can come right into here. And the steel can all go into one of these platforms here. Or use both, so that is ideal. Right, let's go ahead and very quickly do that. Let's go ahead and put some signals in this tunnel. And then this can get back going again. Currently we've got 4 issues or threats right now. I can guess what 2 of them are, but I'm not at all sure what the other 2 are at this current stage. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's us pretty much sorted. This will be the 3rd one. So that brings us down to 2, so that solves some of our issues, and it's going to be the roads that are going to be the remaining issues. So I need to go ahead and build a crossroad there, but of course we now have too much slope. Of course. So let's go ahead and very quickly replace that road. Perfecto. And now, that should hopefully be everything solved, no? No, okay, the issue is gonna exist where? So after about 5 minutes of trying to debug that, I have finally successfully debugged it, which is good. It has really drained the resources, which isn't good, and as you can see, it's plummeting. Additionally, I've pulled the coal trains off, but we've got a lot of different trains actually using these tracks, and there's going to be even more as of very, very soon. So the reason I've taken off the coal trains is because they weren't profitable, or they barely were, but I want to go ahead and actually upgrade the trains anyway, so that's not a problem. We have gone ahead and built a lot of, or used a lot of class 37s in the past few episodes, but I want to go for one of these trains because I know there's a certain train which is very, very powerful. It's got a very good tractive effort, and this is the train I think we're going to go for, or one of these ones anyway, maybe just a different colour. Just because, again, something different, you know. Not too bad a running cost, I think that's what we're going to go for. With regards to coal carrying, we've not got any better wagons or anything, I believe. So let's go ahead and continue on with the ore ones that we have. The only really mods I've brought in since I've come back have been additional truck mods, because I thought I'd be using more of them, but right now I'm not, so we might get to that stage though later down the line. Anyway, this is just going to be coal, so I can go ahead and assign it coal. How many of these are we going to have? A lot. We can have up to 18 now. How long is this station? If it's not long enough, we can quite simply just upgrade it. So it's not really that long, but we can go ahead and simply upgrade that. That's not a problem. So let's go ahead and go back into here to buy trains, back into wagons, scroll back down. Let's jump in and let's go ahead, assign you coal, and let's buy some more of this. So, how long a train do we want? That so far is 10, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We know we can get away with 16. So I think that's what we'll do. That's a safe option. That's made the trains much bigger and better, and let's duplicate this once, twice. It is quite a distance, that's why I've got 3 trains on this route, and that's how it's going to go for now. So this is the to do with coal, but I'm not at all sure which one it is, unless I deleted the route, which I must have. No, I've not. This is really weird, because it's under T and it should be under G. That's why you have naming principles, ladies and gentlemen. That is why you have naming principles. Right, there we go. So that should solve that issue now. So G, Hetton, coal, there we go. So that should get that back on track, no problem. What I will do is go ahead and speed this up, get these 3 trains out of here, and then we can go ahead and simply start off by extending this station, because it is what is needed. I think this works quite well right now. The one thing we could do is maybe upgrade these trucks to a bigger size. How much coal have we got coming out of here? Not a lot, but I think we will go ahead and upgrade these trucks. So let's go ahead and replacements. Let me go into the route itself and replacements. So let's see what trucks we've got here which we could add to the Burnham coal route. So let's jump into freight. We've got a lot here. Currently we can carry 20 coal, which is not bad. However, I'd rather like big DHL trucks, for example, which have multiple components. Just going to go for automatic. It's going to carry coal, so we might as well just keep it on automatic for now. This mine's got a lot of room to expand, and we've got a lot of... I think there's going to be a lot more coal producing anyway, because we're going to be moving iron onto trains soon, so we might as well just go ahead and get as much coal on the move as possible. With the 3 new trains as well, I guess that really helps out also. Right, so let's go ahead and select that. Let's go ahead and do replace now for a nice 4 million, and let's put automatic replacement to on. So as we can see, these trucks are much bigger, and in general terms of capacity, they're longer, they're higher. It's going to do the job. So with that now sorted, that should hopefully start to increase production, which is good to see. And then in general, the demand for iron will then go up, which will then produce more steel, which will then produce more goods, so on and so forth. So we've started at this end, but let's go ahead and actually get the iron on the move. So this should be quite easy actually, because we're just going to have it sharing a railway line. This line isn't too bad, but as I said, I want to actually upgrade the trains on this route first, because I don't think they're very profitable, and these are very old trains anyway. So let's go ahead. It's the T Burnham Hampstead this is, and it is actually in the profit, which I'm kind of surprised at, based on the trains, but it is time to upgrade the trains. So let me go ahead and get just a bit of an idea of what we're doing with passenger numbers. We actually are pretty much full on all of them. This goes from Burnham to Hampstead, so it must stop in Chorley. Yeah, it is, so it's a via train, which makes sense. Okay, that's fair enough. So yeah, I do think we want to upgrade these though. As we can see, the profit is fluctuating a bit. It went down to 1 million there, so I can definitely see why. Right, let's go ahead and get some new multi-units in here. Now, maybe fancy some, like, very nice trains in here. Maybe some of these. It would cost a lot of money, but we have the money to do it, so I think we might as well. And the track now is very fast in between Chorley and Hampstead, which is good. So let me go ahead and do that. We're going to go for something a little bit different again. Let's go for automatic replace on, and let's replace now. So that's cost 170 million there. But I'm sure it will be worth it, and I'm sure we'll yield the profits. It has done them in blue actually, which again I don't know if I really actually like these trains in orange. But as we can see, 148 passengers there, that's really good to see. We've also got some other warnings that trains are reaching their capacity. That's to do with coal, so we can go ahead and address that issue now. I should have done that when I was down here, shouldn't I? Yeah. Right, okay, I see the issue. Train station isn't long enough. Well, it is actually, that's the thing, but it's just the train's not gone far back enough, I don't think. That's interesting, you can fit into that station though. You can fit into a 240. Anyway, let me go ahead and very quickly remove this, remove that. Probably remove that. Let's go ahead and get you coming out of here, and we're just going to replace this now. Don't go any more forward, that train on the left. Is that holding up these other trains here? It is, yes. So everything just slowly runs to a halt. It's not ideal. We need to have a bigger passing place here too, because this isn't long enough at all anymore. As we can see, a train's waiting there. So it just holds up. When you share lines with other trains, it really does just cause a lot of bottlenecks. But it's good to see that these trains are full. This coal plant is doing really well and will upgrade shortly, and I'm hoping the one down the road will do the same as well. Right, so now these trains are getting back on the move, it's good. In general, with regards to passengers, you're full and you're not full, so it looks like it's doing okay on that side of things. I don't think they need upgraded anyway, which is good to see. Right, so now you're gone, we can go ahead and grab this, delete these bits of track here. Let's go ahead and grab this, upgrade, high speed, 320, apply. So that's that resolved. Now we need to go ahead and... what I think I actually want to do is I want to go ahead and... that's fine to cross over there. If we can grab onto that there, and you can go into there, no problem. Then if we have you come off, I want you to run parallel for quite a bit. Just so if a train needs to wait in the siding here, it can. And then here, it's just going to merge in. So actually, I think another train should be able to wait in there, no problem. Yeah, a train will definitely be able to wait in there. And I just want to extend this bit just a little bit, so we're not blocking any passenger trains. The problem is we are incredibly close to the roads here. But it does somehow work. I'm not really at all sure how, because it looks ugly as anything there. That is very artificial, but it will do the job. So as we can see here, the purple trains can now wait off to the side, not clog up the green trains, so that means they can wait here if they need to, if another train is in at the station itself here, and that solves our problem. Perfect. Right, okay, let's go ahead and bring you along here, and you will just join in simply like so. We've also got another engine house just there too. Right, so we can get the game back up and running again and get back over to... Jesus Christ. Does anyone think we need to move a bit more wood? That's something very much we can do with this as well, actually. We can go ahead and put in a station right here. possibly if I lower the terrain for wood movement, because these trucks aren't adequate enough anymore. It is a very short journey, but if I can put it on the tracks, I might as well put it on the tracks. And I think I do want to put it on the tracks, so let's put it on the tracks. Right, let's go ahead and flatten this out a wee bit actually. Again, I've got free terraforming on for the reason that I've not really taken it off actually in a very long time. I think it was the Scotland series I allowed myself free terraforming just because of the fact that map was so incredibly difficult. And I've just not taken it off. I probably should, because I do have a bit much money right now. These are the new super fast trains and hopefully they're doing well. We're at a profit of 4.78 million, but again that probably is fluctuating, so we'll have to wait and see how that gets on at the end of the episode. Anyway, let's go ahead and build this station here. So let's go into trains, let's go into cargo, let's go for 320. I want 3 tracks because we're going to have a through track here, or 2 through tracks actually as well. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pause this. We're going to have to delete this, unfortunately, which causes many problems. Delete all these roads here, just because they're really in the way. Let's go ahead, and this is us building for the future though, which is good. So what I want is that to go in there. However, that's not going to happen. Can we get it any further back at all? Not without doing quite a bit of terraforming. So let's go ahead and smoothen some of this out. I'm just basically going to go ahead and fast forward and get the station into place. Right, so here's the situation. I think I may have been a bit ambitious here. So, when I last left, I was building this station here. And as we can see, we've got 3 lines coming into it, really. One of them is going to be for taking wood from here round to here, right? So I need to build that line. In the process of building the station, I had to delete the trucks, which I've deleted the stop, but not the truck route. On top of that, I've got 2 lines which continue leaving the station, and they go across... Have I done this right? I think I have. So they're going to share a line, just for a little bit to be fair, along just into this station here, and that'll work out fine. We don't necessarily need more wood right now, but it will do. Then we've got this line coming along here, joins up a nice 4-way, and then it comes into this single platform station here, going to give us more iron. In the long term, that'll be ideal because there'll be a train from there to here, right? But I have maybe overdone this slightly, to say the least. I have very much gone ahead and bit off more than I can chew, I think. So we need to start by addressing a lot of these issues. So let's get going. So first of all, these trucks, this route, I guess it's no longer valid. So this is the G Hampstead Wood 2. Let's go ahead and come into here. G Hampstead Wood 2. In general, very profitable route. However, let's go ahead and sell the vehicles, and let's go ahead and remove the route. So that's now removed from the map. Great. Coming along here, we've got these iron trucks, which are no longer valid either. So let's get rid of you. Jump into here, G Hampstead Iron, sell the vehicles, and let's get rid of yous. Right, okay, so that's us got rid of 2 new truck, or 2 old truck routes, I guess you could say, which is ideal. So that means now we can go ahead and get the trains on the go. Let's see how this goes, because I'm not 100% you know how this will actually do. So Chorley East, I want you to go to there. Perfect, that actually works out really well. So that's going to be G, we're going to call you probably Hampstead Iron, because that's pretty much what you are. Right, that's ideal. Now we've got the other line here, which is not totally set up. It could actually work. No, it can't work this way yet. So you're going to go from there to there. So these lines don't have I guess a connection between them. So this is going to go from Hampstead to Hampstead. So I guess this is probably just going to be the Hampstead, if I can spell, wood line, which is easy enough like so. And we actually need to go ahead and build this line. That's the next thing on our agenda. Right, so there we go, there we have it. That is the, I guess, line sorted and built actually. I just went ahead and did it. So it's going to come out of here and it's going to join up and merge with the current, well, the to-be iron line, which is going to bring iron into here. Problem is, there could be a bit of waiting issues here because this is where this train will unload. So we might go ahead and put that into a different platform. I think we might very quickly build a 5th platform here actually, so let's do that. Which is fine, however, I'm going to have these guys cross over each other, which isn't necessarily what I wanted to have, but it's just a bit of a mess right now, so let's go ahead and do that. That should be easy enough to do, so you'll cut across like that, and that gets you out the way. We'll go ahead and very quickly update this station to have you at Terminal 5, which is easy enough to do. So that works out fair, and it means the trains can split up. So there might be a tiny bit of waiting at this little bit here, but it shouldn't be too long anyway. This junction, it could just be a bit tight as I've said, but all in all should be good. Let's remove that signal there before we get any issues, and I'm going to need to put in a signal in there and a signal in there. Though this line is going to be a bit two-way, but it will have to do for the time being. Will that work? Yeah, that will work. Though I don't want that train starting on platform 2. I want this starting on platform 1, like so. That works out better. However, you're going to need to change over. Yeah, this is quite messy, this, isn't it? It really is quite messy. It's just the way it is. It's the way that the trains are crossing over each other, to be honest. So you can run along here. Realistically, I'm only going to have one train on this. Though I've said that before, and I realise that. So that'll work a little bit better there. And that should be okay like that. It will be for the time being anyway. Right, so with that done now, the lines are built, we can get trains on the go. That's really what we need to do now, is get trains on the go. So you guys do share a common bit of track. Or no, you don't actually, that's the thing, you really don't. So what we're going to do is, we're going to very quickly just do a... That's not going to work, and I need this road as well. Could we go for... Let's just go for another station house like here, for example. I'm just going to have two separate ones here. So we'll get the planks train on the go first. I do apologise, I feel this episode is very broken up. It's very stop-start. This episode though has been very... I guess you could call it quite sophisticated. It's been very technical. One of the most advanced ones we've had in this series. Just with regards to the amount of replacement we've been doing at the one time. Right, so as I said, we're starting off with planks here, so let's go ahead and get the stake cars on the go. So you take planks, or it's logs we're actually moving here, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that's a perfect number of 208s with a locomotive. Stick another class 37 on the front there, which is ideal, and then we can get you on the go on the Hampstead wood line. So off you go. That should restart generating wood. We're not actually playing yet, but it will be shortly. And then finally we have a new train which can come into action from over here, because I think this would probably be a tiny bit better. We'll start running the simulation again actually, so let's go ahead and have you come out here. Another train depot. We've built quite a few of these train depots today, but a lot of train replacing and new trains have been deployed onto the network. So with regards to locomotive, we'll go for... I think we'll go for the red one, the class 47 again. Let's go ahead and... Slightly different this time, we're carrying iron, so the wagon is not going to be the same as before. We're going back to these ones. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Which is perfect. And then we can go ahead and assign you onto the Hampstead Iron Line. So that now goes ahead and resolves our issue, which is good, and that means now, hopefully in the long term things will be a little bit more profitable. Now I can already predict the comments here that this is not very it's not good, and it's not good. I know it's not good, so I will go ahead and probably update this at a later stage. For now though, just because there's only one train on each line, I think it shouldn't be too bad. However, we'll just have to see how things go, because if they continuously get in the way of each other, then yes, that will be a problem. I do also need to go ahead and sort out all the landscape, and that's something we'll do very shortly. As we can see, we've got too many planks here. Way too many planks here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the next train to come in. Maybe try and extend the length of the trains, and I could always add in a third as well there, because it's just a bit too chock-a-block right now. Way too chock-a-block. Right, how well do you fit into the station? I could get another 2 cars on you and really maximise your length. So let's go into the routes, let's go into replacements. We're literally just going to go ahead and replace the train we just put out. We only did this in the last episode. Alright, so that's me just gone ahead and sorted that out. It was really difficult to count up, and I fucked up like twice, so that's them going to be replaced now. The locomotive is still the same, however it is slightly different with regards to its colouring. So this train's going to fill up. This is going to be the last one, which carries 195 planks. The new ones have 2 extra carriages, and that allows me to carry an extra 26 wood. Is it going to clear the problem out? Probably not here though. So we are going to have to probably go ahead and put a new engine onto this line, which is easy enough to do, and I'll do that in between these 2 episodes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this episode up here. I do feel it's been all over the place this episode, and I really do apologise, but next episode we're going to go back to transport of people, and I think we're going to go ahead and work on Hampstead, because it really needs some TLC. Some tender loving care. All in all as well, a lot of these trains, they need time to go ahead and, I guess, warm. And we can carry more steel than that. Those trains are very short indeed. Depends how much we're making, it depends how well the coal's doing. This is doing very well in production again though, which is nice to see. And once we get that iron train on the move as well, and that actually carrying goods, and that's going to be really successful. As we can see here, it can carry a lot, and this train station is starting to fill up good as well, which is nice to see. Anyway, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and leave your comments and feedback down in the comment section below. Leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. That's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.